So we are on chapter 11, 11.2, plane geometric figures. Please open your books to page 516. I want to talk about perimeter. What is perimeter and how we measure that? Perimeter is the distance around a shape. And for perimeter, for a couple of the shapes, we're not going to use any kind of formulas because that's very easy to calculate them without a formula. And for some of them, we will use some formula. So I'm going to just move on to this triangle for you. For a triangle, how do we calculate its perimeter? We simply add all the three sides together. So for this triangle, if this side is 3 centimeters, this one 5, and this one 6, how do you calculate the perimeter for this? 3 plus 5 plus 6. And the answer is 14 centimeters. Let's look at our rectangle. We have a rectangle here. Rectangle has 2 equal sides and another pair of equal sides. How do we find the perimeter for a rectangle? We go ahead and we add all the 4 sides together. To find the perimeter of a rectangle, we go 3 plus 6 plus 3 plus 6. So what's the answer? It is like we add 3 and 6 once, that's 9. We multiply it by 2 to get that other side. So that's 9 times 2, 18. Or as you can see on my calculator, I'm gonna go 3 plus, oh you don't see it here, 6 plus 3 plus 6, and the answer is simply 18. How about a parallelogram? How do we find the area of a parallelogram, the perimeter of a parallelogram? We go ahead and we add all the sides. What do we know about a parallelogram? These 2 sides are equal, so if this is 8 meters, the one on the top is 8 meters as well. And these 2 sides are equal as well, the same as the rectangle. The opposite sides are equal. So if this is 5.5, this one's 5.5 as well. To find the perimeter of the shape, what are we going to do? We go ahead and add them. This is 8, 8 plus 5.5, plus another 8, plus another 5.5. The answer is 11 plus 19, 11 plus 16, 2 8s is 16, and 11, the answer is 27 meters. How about a square? What if we have a square? What is a square? Square is a rectangle if all 4 sides are equal. So in a square, if this side is 3 centimeters, this one's 3, that one's 3, and that one's also 3. So how do we find the perimeter for this? 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. It's going to be 4 3s, or 4 times 3, which is going to be 12 feet. In this case, that's foot, so we're going to have feet. The only shape who has a different formula, well, we need to use the formula for its perimeter, is a circle. We call the perimeter of a circle circumference of a circle. So the length around a circle is called its circumference. How do we find it? Do you remember that I told you the other day that the minute you have anything round, go ahead and find its radius. The minute you find its radius, for its circumference, you're going to be using this formula. This is going to be the first formula that you're going to need. 2 times pi times the radius. What was pi? 3.14 as a decimal, or 22/7 as a fraction. If you have 22/7 on your calculator, so let's go 22 divided by 7, you're going to see that the answer is going to be actually 3.1428. So that is going to be pretty much that. So for pi, you can even use 3.14, or you can use the equivalent to that, which is 22 over 7. Let's do an example. If we have a circle whose radius is 6 meters, how can we find its circumference? So here, radius is 6, meters, right? So to find the circumference, I'm going to say circumference is 2 times pi, 3.14 times 6. We're going to grab our calculators and we're going to go 2 times 3.14 times 6 equals to, the answer is 37.68, whatever the unit was, meters. That is how we calculate actually the basic perimeters for these shapes. I want us to look at these questions. I want to solve these for you on page 518. How are we going to find the circumference, the perimeter of what shape is that? This shape is actually a parallelogram. I have an easier way to solve it. I do not like so much the way that the book has solved it. I do not suggest that we use a formula for this. We do have a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, if this is 2 feet, the one right on top is 2 feet as well. If this is 2 over 3 feet, the side right opposite is 2 over 3 feet as well. So, to find a perimeter, we have to go ahead and just add them all up. 2 plus 2 over 3 plus 2 plus 2 over 3, which is gonna equal to, at the wholes, 4. How do you add two fractions? What do we need when we add fractions? A common denominator, which already we have. Go ahead and add 2 and 2, 4 over 3. This is the right answer. What's wrong with that? 4 over 3 is an improper fraction. We break it down to 1 and 1/3. How do we add a whole number to a fraction? At the wholes, keep the fraction. Fantastic. Example number 2. Example number 2. We have a triangle. How do we find its perimeter? Go ahead and add 5 plus 7 plus 8. 20. The unit is inch. 20 inches. Example number 3. Find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 18 centimeters. How do we do that? Okay. For circumference of a circle, what do we need? The formula. We need the formula. So, I'm going to write down the formula. Let me just close that. So, I'm going to say circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. What is the radius for the circle? Nassim said, always, always, always find the radius immediately. If you're dealing with any kind of curves, circle, sphere, cylinder, semisphere, semicircle, anything with a curve, immediately go and find the radius because we need it in one way or another. That is 2 times 3.14 times the radius. How do we find that? We're going to grab our calculators. We're going to punch it in. 2 times pi times r. The answer is 113.04 centimeters. I'm going to be solving the U-triads. Before that, please pause the video. Go ahead and solve them yourself. And then check your answers with mine. You tried one on top of the page. Find the perimeter of a rectangle with a length of 2 meters and a width of 0.85. First, we're going to be drawing it. There we go. It says on my rectangle, we have the length of 2. The longer side of a rectangle is called the length. And the shorter side is called the width. If this is 0.8 meters, the other one's 0.85 meters, right? What is a rectangle? A rectangle is a quadrilateral with the two opposite sides being equal and parallel. And all the 4 internal angles be 90 degrees. After you have this, how do you find its perimeter? Do you really need a formula for this? Nope, we do not need a formula to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle. We just go ahead and add, let's just start from one side without forgetting to add them all. 0.85 plus 2 plus 0.85 plus 2. Did I cover all the sides? Yes. I'm going to grab my calculator. I'm going to add that to it. 4 plus 0.85 plus 0.85 is 5.7. So the answer to You Try It 1 on page 518 is 5.7. The unit is meters. We're just going to go and copy that. How about we do You Try It 2? Let's do You Try It 2. Find the perimeter of a triangle with sides 12, 15, and 18. Do we really need a formula for this? Absolutely no. Perimeter means add all the sides together. Triangle has 3 sides. Add 12 and 15 and 18. You can find that answer, right? What is the answer? 12 plus 15 plus 18. The answer is 45, whatever the unit is. It says centimeters, so the answer is 45 centimeters. You try 3. Find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 6 inches. So, I'm going to draw the circle. The diameter is 6 inches. This is the diameter. Diameter is double the radius, goes from side to side, passes through the center. That's 6 inches. What did I suggest that we find the minute we have a circle? Radius it is. We need to find the radius. How long is the radius? From the center to the side. How much is the radius? 3 inches. I'm going to go write that one down. What do they want? Circumference. What is circumference? Circumference is the perimeter of a circle. Formula. Do we need a formula for that? Obviously. This is the only shape that we do need a formula for. So, perimeter of a circle, we'll call it the circumference, and it's going to be 2 pi r 2 times 3.14 times 3. How do we do that? Calculator it is. 2 times 3.14 times 3 equals to 18.84.